So here we are. I'm beginning a YouTube channel. Um, it's been brought to my attention that if you feel a desire to help people, then you should go about taking steps in that direction. So I'm at a stage now where I'm actually going to be leaving my job here, likely in the next 30 days or so, and I'm going to do some traveling or soul searching. Call it what you want. I'm going to do ayahuasca. I'm going to spend some time in Peru. I'm going to go to Lake Titicaca. I'm going to be in Colombia. I'll likely go to Egypt and also China. Um, I think I'm going to talk about in this video about the process of changing your life or stepping away from the matrix, as everyone so eloquently states, being locked in this mode of every day, day in, day out, go to work, get up, blah, 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 and nothing in your life ever changes. You have a car, you have a house, you have all these things that obligate you or enslave you to the system because you've been taught that those things, those status symbols, are what you should use to represent or to how the world perceives you. That's the important way to be perceived, is through things versus the development of the self and the growth of the internal being that you are. So all my life I've felt connected to something other than, I've known things that I didn't know why I knew them, and then only recently have I been completely awakened as to the metaphysical, the esoteric realms. And I would say it was about probably in October, maybe September of last year, I was dealing with some serious pain, and I came across some different, you could call them professors or prophets or whatever you want to call it, just different people on YouTube who were talking about different methods and going vegan and going, herbalization of the self and alkalinity and all these different things. And so I began to journey down what many like to call the rabbit hole of our existence and the reason for being, for lack of a better word, for lack of a better phrase. And through that journey, I've gone across the occult, and I've gone across the Egyptian, and I've gone across the Hindu, and I've gone across all of these different methodologies or layers of mysticism, only to realize that you can't ever really understand the self until you get to be alone with the self. And if you're getting up every day, going to work, and doing all these things to achieve some state of status, what does that mean? So what I decided to do was spend some time working, unfortunately, but to save money so that I could grant myself the opportunity to be free of the quote unquote matrix. And so with that, I'm about 30 days away from, my exodus of this state of being. And with that, I would like to be a voice to those people who are, seeking or searching for an alternative to the status quo. And I would say it's important for you to begin that journey today. And I say this because people will want to give you the idea, or, there may be this, oh, well, I'll start it at, New Year's Eve, that'll be my New Year's resolution, or I'll do this at this point, or on my birthday, that's going to be the day, it's going to be a new year. And you'll give yourself all these reasons not to start, your meditation or your self-actualization or realization. And those things are just, they don't help you. They're just excuses not to do the real work. Because what is the most valuable thing you have? You're looking at it if you have a mirror in front of you. And if you don't nurture and grow that both mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, And esoterically, you know, there's probably a few different other ways that you can grow the self, but the first place to start is probably by looking in the mirror and asking yourself, who am I? And if you don't know, then, you know, get on that. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, I would just say to be continued with regard to the next video. And if some people have interest, oh yeah, and if you can look, there's proof that I'm on my way out. I got boxes ready to dip. I started packing up everything because I got a pod coming June 15th. I'm going to sit down with my current employer probably between Monday and Wednesday of this week and let them know, or him know, that I won't be continuing on in my current status because I have a journey to engage. And I encourage all of you to engage that journey with me, because perhaps something can be garnered from it, and then, you know, we can all take steps in that direction of self development. Thank you. I'm not going to ask anybody to subscribe or donate or any of that kind of stuff, because if you enjoy what I had to say, then it'll just come naturally to you, right? Facts. All right, people, I'm out. Thank you.